What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q Wine, and I am back with And Just Like That, Season 3, Episode 5, Under the Table. Before I start, y'all make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Y'all click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Y'all make sure we are liking the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Also, don't forget to tune in tonight. I will be live on the Black Girls Den podcast discussing Family or Fiance and Divorce Sisters. That is 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Go to my page, my community page, and hit the notification bell button. I will update y'all on all of these videos that I'm getting ready to drop for y'all. And happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. Yes. So let's go ahead and discuss that the fact that Carrie just still getting dragged by her scalp by Aiden. Okay? Anyway, so the episode starts with Carrie. She's walking on her floor, and she's just pacing with the heel. She's a heel person. Like, I wish I'm a flat person, okay? I'm a flat person. I cannot, well, I used to can do heels, but somehow I stopped. And I think in my brain tells me that I don't do heels no more. But anyway, it's not about me. So she's walking, pacing up her floor, because she's coming in and out. You know, everything she do everything in her heels. So downstairs, she has a neighbor. He can't sleep because all he hears tap, tap, tap. Okay? And I just kind of feel like for all that money y'all paying in NYC, okay, it better be feeling like my neighbor's walking on air. I don't want to hear Nathan. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay? The rent is too high to be here to be clacking with the heels and whatnot. Okay? I'm sorry, y'all, that's my son. Anyway, the neighbors go upstairs because he went upstairs to go talk to Carrie because he heard enough of the heels. So he asked her, "Hey, you always walking in heels?" And she replied, "Guilty." And he asked her if she had rugs in her house, and she was like, "Not yet," because y'all know she has not finished her apartment, which I keep saying she doesn't even want to live in that apartment. She's just only doing it for Aiden, and she's trying to psych herself up, trying to psych herself out, or not out, but she's trying to convince herself that she want to be in that apartment. I think she liked the one her and Mr. Biggs had, but he was uncomfortable, and that's an Aiden problem. And I'm just keep on saying how she keeps like accommodating Aiden at every turn, and she's not being accommodated at all. I could be wrong, but this time, y'all, I'm not wrong in this one. Okay. So she introduced herself, and of course he's just rude because he's mad because he can't sleep. He asked her if she could not walk in the house with her heels. First of all, I paid $300,000 in rent every month. You're not finna tell me what I can and can't do in my apartment. Now, if you have a problem with that, you gonna have to leave. So y'all, in the next scene, y'all know Carrie and the ladies are sitting down having lunch. She tells the ladies about her neighbor and how he wants her to accommodate him with the heels, how he's having an issue with her walking. And she was like, I do heels all the time. So Miranda then talks about her neighbor and the noise that he has, how he blasts her music. And so Carrie was like, this about me. And I'm just kind of hoping, y'all, we don't get a shift in their relationship, because it feels like the dynamics are changing. So we find out he is a writer by the name of Duncan Reeves, and Miranda really love his work. So Miranda asked Carrie to take so I guess Miranda came to live with Carrie because she has some stuff going on with her apartment. And oh no, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm tripping. Miranda, as everybody was sitting at the table talking, she was like, he's a great writer and we don't want to miss any of we I've been waiting so long for his work to come out that if you can just accommodate him by taking off your shoes in the house and just giving him what he needs so he can become his best self, the writer that he needs to be. Carrie was like, the shoes stay off. Listen, I don't blame you. Don't come ask me to take off my shoes because he can't concentrate on his writing. Sir, go live in the forest, okay? So in the next scene, we see Carrie and Charlotte talk about how Aiden, well, she's talking about, Charlotte asks her about Aiden. And so she proceeds to talk about how Aiden is pretty much dragging her by the scalp and she's okay with it, okay? I'm over it, all right? So back at Miranda's apartment, she can't concentrate because her neighbor is playing heavy metal music. She wrote a note, slid it under his door, and then he turned the music down. So in the next scene, so prior to talking about Harry and Charlotte's scene, Charlotte was saying how she, just can't imagine her life without Harry. How it's been her and Harry for so long that she can't imagine that. And that was them talking about how Carrie and Aiden are living basically miles apart in this long distance relationship. So Harry and Charlotte are walking and they're walking a dog. And y'all, did y'all notice Carrie's purse with the dog face on the purse, y'all? Anyway, so we find out that Harry has prostate cancer, but they caught it early. And y'all, I was like, not Harry. Like, that hurt my feelings, okay? So now Charlotte is worried, okay? Charlotte is a worry ward or worry warrior. He asked her not to tell anybody. And yeah. And so she suggests that, let me just quit my job so I can take care of you. And Harry was like, no. You keep your job. Let's just keep proceeding. And when I'm ready, I'll tell them. He didn't want Charlotte to say anything because he don't want his friends to look at him as the guy who has cancer and for everybody to be maneuvering different around him because of what he has. He still want them to look at him as Harry. All right. And I felt that, but asking your wife not to say, I get it. I get it, but that's a lot to take in. Like, that's a lot. Anyway, so Lisa goes into the kitchen. Herb is fixing the kids' breakfast. She reminds him that they're going to go glamping. He was like, you didn't tell me, did you? Like, I need y'all to know how sometimes Herbert can get on my nerves a little bit because he places all of this responsibility on Lisa, and especially his responsibility. It's like you want her to be a working woman, you want her to be a mother, you want her to be this, you want her to remember this, you want her to remember that, and you just give the bare minimum. Like, you just feel like you don't have to pitch in different areas of this relationship. And Herbert is a good husband. It's just that he feels like it's Lisa's job to be superwoman. And I just don't like how he doesn't take that off of her plate. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but that's just the way I see it. So in the next scene, we see Seema trying to get a small business loan to open up her real estate firm. And then, hold on. So y'all, in the next scene, Carrie decides to drop a welcome basket off for Duncan. She tells him, hey, I'm also a writer. And, he kind of dismisses it because he's a rude little old man. He's very handsome, though. But he is rude, though, too. Okay? So, he buys her a gift from Amazon. And it is some little footies for her to walk around the house in. And she said she was allergic to whatever fabric this is. Baby, this is not what I do. Okay, I do red bottoms. I do heels. I don't do nothing less. I don't do flats. I don't do footies. I don't do slippers. I don't do so she promised him not to make any more noise. And then here again, you see her bending for somebody who won't bend for her. Like, Carrie should be shaped like a pretzel now, okay? So, what's Rocky? I think that's her name, and Lily. Like, let me tell y'all, I remember Lily because I really be wanting to smack the whole piss out of Lily, Miss Lily. So Lily goes up. Lily and Rocky goes talk to Charlotte and tell him, I don't want to go clamping. Lily doesn't want to go. So Charlotte was like, no, you going. What would your father think? They was like, he won't care. And she in her head about the cancer situation, right? But they don't know. So she have to kind of reel it in because Harry was like, Charlotte, bring it in. And so she had to kind of reel everything in without spilling the beans. So she doesn't want Lily doesn't want to split her time. She doesn't want to have to not see Diego, but she also doesn't want Diego's boyfriend to spend time with him that the time that she should be having. Can we just point out the fact that Lily is every bit of Charlotte if you actually go back and watch Sex and the City? I've been watching Sex and the City, right? Lily is every bit of Charlotte. I'm just saying. So Charlotte was like, girl, no, pack your shit. Pack your stuff. Let's go. Anyway, so Carrie's on the phone with Miranda. She actually offers for Miranda to stay with her, and Miranda declined. So Miranda asked Carrie, hey, can you ask Seema to help me get an apartment? So Carrie came up with an excuse, and she was like, I don't like mixing my friends with business. And I'm just looking at Carrie like, girl, y'all hang out with Seema all the time. Seema, it shouldn't be a problem for Seema to help your friend get an apartment. Like, y'all, I don't know. But also I found out that Samantha, I want to say, is probably going to return. I don't know. I hope I read that right, y'all. I think so. But, so Carrie offered again, and she was like, just come stay with me just for a little while until you find what you need. So she was like, okay. So, well, no, before she said okay, Miranda declined. So Miranda heard the noise again. She hung up with Carrie, heard the noise again when it slid the note under the door. So the man came to the door with his gout and a meat cleaver, threatening her if she ever put a note under his door again. So Miranda was like, I got the GTF, okay? Baby, when I tell you that, y'all seen on Soul Food when Lim came out the bathroom and it was beating Lim up, and he said, girl, did you see that little thing? Did he say, look? Because I don't think Lim gave little, but, okay? That's all I'm going to say, okay? Girl, did you see that little thing? Anyway, so the next scene, there's a knock on Carrie's door. It's delivery people. And they delivered the table that Carrie wanted to get, but she wanted Aiden's approval. Okay, and he purchased the table for her. It's a beautiful glass table. And I'm just like, girl, like I'm sorry, y'all. She's just aggravated me at this point. Anyway, so Miranda gets to the house. She was like, don't walk on the floor with the heels on, walk on the carpet. Miranda was eating her food, she ate her last yogurt, ate her last banana. Carrie was pissed. Miranda was doing work at her table and had everything on the table, spread it out on the table. And she was like, listen, I didn't have room to do work at that, because y'all know she had that little small half a nook. I think that's what they call it. And so she couldn't do her work there, so she did it at the table. And Carrie had Seema to come over to look at the table, but Miranda had stuff everywhere. And I'm like, girl, like, first of all, this is a glass damn table. Second, why do you have this cold Coca-Cola bottle on this glass table and not sitting on something? Third, this is an expensive glass table. You couldn't stay at work and get your stuff done? Like, and so Carrie was so frustrated, she spilled the Coca-Cola, because that was another Carrie's drink that Miranda drank without talking, without asking. But in Miranda's defense, I guess she figured, well, since I'm here, I can help myself because it's my friend. You let me stay in your house while you were out, helping myself to everything. So now that I live here, just for a little while, I can't help myself. Like, it's giving, there's a rip in this relationship. I don't know. So, she picks up the, Miranda immediately grabs Carrie's scarf to wipe the Coke up on the computer before it touches that computer. And I was like, oh my God. So at this point, it was just a shit show. So, what's her name? Seema went downstairs to go talk to the gardening guy. The gardening guy couldn't garden because the man downstairs didn't want him to make any noise while he was sleeping or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, you can't do that. These people been here. Now we find out that he had been there for a while. He just go off for months at a time. Well, she didn't know that. Anyway, in the next scene, Herbert is pissing me off. Lisa just got from off the, she just came off her flight, and she went straight to the glamping thing. So Herbert was like, well, did you get the chocolate? And she was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I actually get the chocolate for the s'mores. And she was like, no, I thought that you had the chocolate. He was like, but I left it at home. Well, sir, again, it's the lack of that Herbert has when it comes to Lisa. He expects her to know and have everything when it comes to the family and their dynamics and what everybody needs. And so Charlotte yells, and she was like, there's a chocolate store there. It's not like it's cancer. And so everybody was looking at her like, what? She left. She was like, I'm leaving. I have to go take a walk. So Miranda ended up going to Joy's house to spend the night. Well, Joy has 2 dogs, and the dogs are probably used to being in the bed with Joy because they were sitting at the foot of the bed while Miranda and Joy were standing up kissing. So they was just staring, and they're not used to people coming over. So Joy put the dogs outside the door, and every time her and Miranda start to kiss, the dogs start to cry. She was like, okay, they're not used to this. So I guess Carrie was sleeping in the next scene. Shoes was laying on her head, and she get up to put Shoes out of her room. She looked up to see Miranda butt booty ass naked coming from the bathroom to the second bedroom. And Miranda was like, girl, don't you think you ought to put some clothes on? Shout out to Diamond, okay? Like, I know that you guys are friends. But there is one thing to be my friend, but be respectful. If you gon', like, I don't know, I just would have threw on a long shirt or something. Like, I just couldn't walk around my friend's house, I don't care if there's not a man in there. I don't care. I just don't want to walk around my friend's house naked. Okay. So in the morning, Miranda's sitting at Carrie's little nook area. She's eating banana and a yogurt. She was like, did you take my last yogurt? She was like, well, I didn't know you even eat yogurt. Okay, Miranda. So she wouldn't just buy yogurt just because. Like, I don't understand. The lady is older. She was like, well, I'm older. Like, it's not like, she was like, well, I thought all you did was smoke cigarettes. That was the old her. Because y'all know in the original Sex and the City, all Carrie did was smoke cigarettes. So now Carrie is older. So she has to, she's more conscious, health conscious. Okay? I was just like, Miranda. Like, ugh. So I do kind of think that Carrie could be, a little mad about this whole her and Aiden situation, and I feel like she's taking it out on Miranda. I don't know. It's to me. I could be wrong. So in the next scene, Lisa takes a picture of the kids and Herbert. And so the little girl was like, let me see the picture. Looked at the picture and she swiped. Well, there was a selfie with her and Marion. And Herbert was like, So he decided he wanted to be a little passive aggressive because he got jealous. And he was asking her questions. Like, is this more than just mommy's friend? Like, just kind of alluding that something more was happening between what's his name, Marion and Lisa. So she was like, no, he's just my editor. That's it. She left that right there, and she said, you know what, I'm leaving. I'll be back. So in the next scene, Carrie and Seema, this is where the whole situation happened with the table and all of that. So then Seema go outside. She talks to Gardner about the situation. Seema, she didn't get the bank loan. But Seema will help. Overall, Seema's going to help Miranda find her a place. So Lisa finds, what's her name? I was about to call her Samantha. Y'all, I am totally spacing. It's not Miranda. Y'all be having to look at my notes. Charlotte. So Lisa she sees Charlotte at the pier, and they have a conversation. They actually go to a spot, and so Lisa confides in Charlotte and let her know, she has a crush on her editor. And y'all, I really like their friendship, and Charlotte wanted to tell her so bad about Harry, but she had to keep it to herself. And so Lisa was like, you seem like you have something on your mind. And she was like, no, I'm good. Lisa knew she wasn't being upfront, but she was like, you know what, I'm gonna take it by the chin. You my friend, and whatever you need, I'm gonna be here to support. So she just kind of rubs her back to let her know, when you ready, I'm ready. Like, I'm here. And I just really love the genuineness of their friendship, but I also love the genuineness of Seema and Carrie's friendship. And I wish Miranda had a friend. I wish not just y'all have her out here trying to find a lover, but I wish she had a genuine friendship as well. Like, somebody she can relate to. Like, I wish that in the character, I guess, development stages or picking or choosing, I wish Miranda had a friend too. But I do like how all the ladies come together along with Anthony. Like, I adore it. Okay. So in the next scene, Duncan's apartment is on fire because he's sitting there with headphones on, not paying attention. Like, sir, you cannot smell the smoke. As the flames was going up, Carrie bust in the door because the alarm was going off. He couldn't hear the fire alarm because he had the things on his ear, trying to write. Carrie bust in the door and he's sitting at the table. He didn't see it, so when he saw it, he immediately put the fire out. He was making him some dinner, but him and Carrie actually end up going out to dinner. And they have a good conversation. She talks about her writing. He talks about his. It was just okay, we good, we cool, the neighbors or whatever. And then Carrie walks in her house. She takes her shoes off at the door, and this where the episode ended. Y'all, I feel like I need more. But I really think Samantha is gonna return on one of these episodes. I have to look again. But anyway, y'all, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. And I'm gonna, you're just gonna see videos like in the next 2 hours. Videos. I love y'all.